Oops. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm going to try not to ramble as much this time in my second video. Hopefully I can manage that. Today I wanted to talk about change and opportunity. And to the best of my understanding, being a Chinese scholar myself, and this may almost be a cliche now, the Chinese symbol for change and opportunity are the same, right? So it's how you pronounce it that makes it different in Chinese. But the symbol itself is, to my best understanding, the same. And I love that, because that is very true. Again, we touched on yesterday the idea that change can be anxiety producing. Even good change can be anxiety producing. But every change also offers us an opportunity to do things different, or to see things differently, or to learn something, or any number of things. So I think but you can say that, and then what do you do with that, right? So let's do something very concrete with it. Let's make lists, okay? I love lists. Let's make a list. And what I want you to do is I want you to make a list, first of all the things that have changed in the last week for you, okay? If you just want to focus on what's going on right now. Make a list of all the things that have changed. And then I want you to take each one of those things that you've listed as something that's changed, either in a small or a large way. And then I want you to begin to think about and maybe make a list for each one, suggesting how you might be able to look at it differently, how you might be able to look at it as an opportunity in some way, to do something differently, to think about something differently. And just as an example of that, okay, so you find yourself at home now, right? So at the very least, let's say that you're working from home. You don't have a commute anymore. And for a lot of us, a commute has meant, an hour, 2 hours out of our day, getting back and forth to the office. So if you no longer have a commute, that's a change. What can you do with that time now? What would you want to do with that time? A week ago, if someone had told you, I'm going to give you 2 hours a day that you don't have now, or an hour a day, or half an hour a day, or even 15 minutes a day that you don't have right now, what would have been the number one thing that you would have thought, oh, that's how I'll use that time? And that time may be to sleep in another 15 minutes. And that time might be to read a book for 15 minutes, or to write in a journal, or to spend more time with your kids, or to spend more time with a loved one, or to call a friend on the phone, or I don't know, maybe it's work more. That's okay too. No judgment here. So that's what I want you to do, is I want you to look at what's changed in your day. And again, let's just focus on a day, right? You can, even if you want to make it smaller and break it down, you can say what's changed in your morning, if the day is too much. But at least some part of a day, if not a day, but not more than that. Don't look at it on a weekly basis, and try, if you can, not to project out into the future, because projecting anything out into the future is going to almost guarantee you to increase your anxiety. Okay? So try not to project out into the future. Try to stick to today. What does this give me an opportunity to do today? Clean out a closet. Clean out a drawer if a closet's too much. I know all of us, like myself, I have a lot of paperwork and a website that needs to be worked on. And here I am making a video instead of doing that, which is a lot more fun as far as I'm concerned. But I do know that I now have some extra time and some opportunity. And I may have a college kid coming home, which is another opportunity to spend more time with my son. But we're going to be in a small cabin together, all three of us. And that might bring some challenges too. And we're going to all need to look at, what are the opportunities here, as well as what are the challenges that we may have to deal with. So I just want you to ponder that, really, more than anything. What changes, what are the changes, and what opportunities could potentially grow out of those changes? What can you do differently? Maybe you have more time to play. Maybe you have more time to play games. Maybe you have more time to be creative in some way. Great. Take advantage of it if you do. Learn a language, play piano, all those things people say and that we never seem to have time to do, but things that we say we want to do. There's one other caution that I would throw in here. And I would say, please, please, please don't do what you think you should do, whatever that is. Okay. Don't feel like you have to produce something like, oh, people are going to look at me in 6 months' time and say, oh, look, you had all this time, why didn't you produce a book? Why didn't you produce a sonata? No. Okay. The opportunity really might be to rest and to be still and to do nothing and to look at the snow or the fire or a glass of water, or to really appreciate a meal that you cooked and ate instead of having to rush through it or feel like you have to do something else. So the real opportunity here might be to be still. And it might be to learn how to be still, to relearn how to be still. And that's a good thing. So I don't want you to feel any pressure to come up with something, to produce something. I think the real opportunity here is that we may get to a point where we realize we don't have to come up with the goods. We don't have to be number one. We don't have to push, because it's also in that still moment, that you can actually have a chance to hear your own heart, maybe, talking to you, telling you what it is that would make you really happy, that would make you really fulfilled. If you're not happy and fulfilled now, maybe you are. But maybe there's more you could do. Maybe there's something else that would come up. And I think that's for me at least, that's an opportunity here, is to take the time to be still and to really listen to my heart, to make sure that I'm listening to my heart appropriately and that I am following what I really want to do. What do I really want to do? What does my body want me to do? Does my body want me to rest? Okay, so I'll rest for a while. Does my heart want me to write some more? Let me do that, What does my heart want me to do? And that's why I'm not terribly worried about the fact that I'm not working all that much on my website or on I have all this time. I could be writing another book. And I'm not doing that. I'm being guided to do other things. And so that's what I'm doing. But you have to be still in order to allow those things to evolve, in order for those things to come forward. So I'm going to stop talking now. My suggestion is that you take a look at all the changes and see where the opportunities are. And remember that opportunity, the real opportunity here, may be simply to learn to be still, to rest, to stop for a minute, to breathe, and to see what it is that your heart really wants to do. What does it want to do with this time? What does it want to do with today? What does it want to do right now? And if that's take a nap, take a nap. So, peace, love, joy. You guys go out and get it within yourselves right here. I'm getting goofy now, so I'm going to sign off before it gets any worse. Bye. See you later.